Only duo brave enough to talk nonsense with conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, Shabba, Kate, two talking fools.
Hey, Shabba.
Hey, Boston.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome. Oh, I'm chilly, Shabs.
Mhm.
Oh, Shabs, put those dogs away. Oh, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Two Talking Fools. We are your fools, just two average, and I mean average girls taking their phone calls to the podcast.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's new for you. That's new for you, Shabs.
The Snickers?
No, the way you said it.
Mm.
Shabba, how have you been?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I've been good. I've been good. We haven't had a chance to catch up since we last saw each other.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute. And I wanted to kind of recap a couple things because we haven't sat really on the couch and have done this in quite some time.
It feels like it.
Feels like it. And so the last time that you and I saw each other, we were at Stillwater. We did a food review there.
We did.
Okay. Special shout out to Jordan. He is not only an incredible waiter, but he's also really a really nice guy.
He has. He's got a great head on his shoulders, and he's definitely going to go so far. So far.
We had a nice conversation there. In addition to the food, we had the cowboy tater tots, and then Shabba had a smash burger at Stillwater. And my only regret is not getting the reaction that you had when you took your first bite, because it was the jalapenos, that's what it was. The jalapenos were so fresh and so strong that she looked like her face was her jaw was gonna just like deteriorate right off of her face.
It was crazy because I love hot food. And I remember eating like jalapenos, just eating them like by themselves. I just love jalapenos. I bit into it.
And you're
first bite,
Jamaican.
bro, first bite, I'm like, oh my God, so good. Second bite, the same thing. And I don't know what happened.
You were like jonesing for water. You were like dying.
I was like, and then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, is this just what happens when you get older? Like what, I don't know, but whew.
So we did that. And then I got the cheeseburger salad, which was really, really good.
That was so good.
And Shabba had a ginger ale, and I had Shirley Temple, and it was delicious. We had a good conversation. Also, shout out to your friend that we ran into there. Special shout out to Pete.
Peter.
He was also there, and we got to spend and catch up with him.
Yeah.
It's funny. I love going into these local areas. Small town. You always see people that you went to high school with, or whatever, and it's just nice to cross paths here and there.
For sure.
So we did that. One of the topics that came up, and we're going to dive more into this because I think it's really important, not talked about enough, but also sometimes you need to hear it from the source more than you need to hear it from a doctor. Sometimes you need to hear other men going through similar things.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And, I was talking to my husband about kind of what he was saying. And I think it would be good to have like a nice roundtable discussion with some gentlemen just about different things that men go through, because after talking to them, it really shed a lot of light into what goes on in a man's head. You know what I'm saying, Chubbs?
Well, I think that's very true. It was eye-opening, enlightening. Because as women, we can't pretend like we understand men. Just like men don't understand women. It's just how the world works. But
it's just how the world works.
However, I do feel like with us, we're more naturally emotional, nurturing individuals. So it's very easy to figure out, like, if we're upset about something, how to, try to address or fix it.
Right.
But just hearing, like, from a male's perspective, just never feeling like enough.
Or the pressure.
Like they're not doing enough, or the pressure. You don't even think honest to God, you don't. The men that I know in my life are honestly top notch. You know what I mean?
Wait, the men in your life?
Yeah.
Okay, because not all the men you know in your life.
I also wanted to say all the men I
Got you,
knew because
got
I'd
you,
be
got
lining up
you.
my teeth. But the men in my life, like my family, right? They just do things so naturally. And you're like, you just see them being good people, good family men, good leaders, like whatever. But you don't actually understand what goes on in their head. Like, you know what I mean? What's actually going on in their head, whether it's mentally, emotionally, like whatever. You don't really know what they think. And it's like hearing the both of them talk, I feel like two totally different age groups. Two totally different age groups. Like
Who, them and us? Because I don't know what
the
their
waiter.
age. Yeah,
Because I'm gonna say the waiter had been in what, his 20s?
20s, and then the other guy was what, in his 30s, and they were
Same as
40s.
me.
Damn.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say.
So it's
What,
like, oh my God, you don't think about it because a lot of the good men,
here's
they
one
just make
thing.
it look natural, you know?
Here's one thing that they said that really, I remember it stuck right with me in my brain,
Mm.
especially those talking about men dating, especially men who have not had the best luck. And this is true. Think about this, what I'm about to say. And then
I
I can
got you.
tell you my answer and it might surprise you.
Okay.
He said it. He said it was so true. When women are dating men, some women, they can say that they will be there for you, but let's talk about early stage of dating, 0 month to 1 year. Men are frightened, like he said, because if we show vulnerability, if we show that, a lot of times women are like, no, that's like, no.
And they just leave.
Yes.
Or they use it against them,
Yes.
was what one of them had said too.
And that is so, I not only do I understand that, I can totally see it. And here's why.
For sure.
Here's why.
I could see it too, if we're being honest. I could totally see it.
I believe wholeheartedly that there is a time in a relationship where you can show vulnerability with more confidence that nothing's going to happen. But early on, it is a toss up. It is truly, you're taking a risk
Right.
by showing vulnerability. Now that's not right because women show our vulnerabilities, I feel, much easier and more often.
1,000%.
So it is sad. It is sad, but I feel like a female looks to a male for that masculine. You're looking for that masculinity. And I
Right.
don't think we have accepted in this society that masculinity can also equivalate to having vulnerability. And I fall short of that too. I fall short of that too, Shaba, because if I'm being 100, if I were single right now, the first thing I don't want to see out of somebody that I'm dating is vulnerability, which to me creates insecurity because I'm like, wait a minute, are you sturdy enough to be the leader of the pack or whatever? Because
Or you're
that's
not man enough.
exactly,
Right.
you're not man enough. And I fall in that too. Because there's men that I see, both actors and people that are in bigger professions will use them. And just looking at them, I would say they wouldn't fit my standard or they wouldn't do this or whatever it is.
Right.
Right. That's really hard.
Actually, that's really deep. You know why? Because I remember
Talk to
being,
me, sis.
was it 18, 19? My
Yeah.
first serious relationship. I know at 18 or 19, how are you in a serious relationship? He was amazing in every single way. When I say perfect, in every single way, he was absolutely perfect. And I remember when he started getting more emotional, and then I don't know if it was like a year into us being together, he hadn't, I'm not going to say proposed, but the question of getting married, like,
The idea, the concept.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
that's
got
when I
you.
like freaked out, and I freaked out and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I look back, and he was, when I say just absolutely amazing, like perfect in every way. I think I wasn't the mature enough one in that, but because he showed that vulnerability, I went that way. You know what I mean? So
I will tell you right now, my first serious relationship in high school, I was not the problem. Everything happens for a reason.
oh,
But
1,000%.
so we'll say
Yeah.
that. But the reason it didn't work out was because I was not mature enough
Yeah.
or prepared for that type of relationship.
Right.
Point blank, end of story.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yep. Similar situations. Yeah.
Very immature.
Very
Very immature.
very similar situations. And how old were you?
Young.
Oh,
I was engaged practically right out of high school.
yeah. Yep.
So
very similar.
just not mature enough to handle that. Not mature
No.
enough to handle that at all. But I
But it has different effect on men.
I'm very grateful that we had that conversation.
So
We're
grateful.
not running the podcast, but great that we can bring this feedback to you. And I hope what we can
Yeah.
do is expand. We kind of have this like new little concept in the play. We're going to clean this up a little bit, but
For sure. For men.
in the studio, like the clubhouse, yeah, have like 4 or 5 guys here, put the mics in the middle and just kind of talk about different things. And I think men need to hear that because I don't think also that your wife can always be obviously she's your bestie in life, but you got to have somebody else to talk to. I think you got to have a couple outlets. You know what I mean?
You
Because
do. Completely separate from family or anything like that.
yeah. And I think men need to hear other men say it because,
Yeah.
I don't think they talk enough.
I don't think they talk enough. I think it's frowned upon.
Let's face it. We feel like things are not the same, at least for me. Like there's a lot of times where I am, how do you say that? I'm not critical, but like what if something irritates me out of somebody else, I can do it, but you can't. What do you call that? Oh my God. What's that word? Okay. Shaba just gave me the look of like, Kate, don't ask me right now to think of the word that you're thinking of. Contradict. Thank you. Contradict.
Yeah.
But I do feel bad for men. I feel like they have a little bit more on their shoulders. I feel like women can be more, emotionally of a roller coaster because maybe that's quote unquote what we're accustomed to being is a little
Or
bit
that's what's
more
acceptable.
or
Yeah.
acceptable. Think about how much men have to absorb from us.
Mm.
All you hear about, all real talk,
Mm.
all you hear about is women, 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 women. And I get it. And I feel like we're the most beautiful creature. We're the most intricate, detailed mind, body, soul, the whole thing. But it's always about women, 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 women. When is there more talk about men? We talk. We love to throw that term around, mental health, awareness, and this and that. I think getting to the source of it and really having these conversations, not and even men having it with other men, but men having it with other women. How much did we take back from that? How much did you learn about it?
I learned a lot, but it also made me very sad too. Because as they were talking, there are some things that I know for a fact I had looked past in certain situations where I wasn't really thinking about how it made that male at the time feel. It wasn't intentional, but as they were talking, it's a lot of little things that lead up over time.
Right.
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 Sad.
It's really sad.
It's sad not to have an outlet or to feel like you're not heard. It's really sad.
Recently on TikTok, there was a content creator and he makes content with his 2 brothers. He had recently gotten out of a relationship and unfortunately he just took his life. And right before he did that, he called his ex-girlfriend 150 times before he passed. Okay. And the whole thing is sad and tragic. But it just goes to show you that men don't even talk enough to the men that they are closest to and or love because his 2 brothers, they were very, very close. One of the brothers even said in one of the things, he says, I feel like I let you down. And I think that is to have to carry that. I think it's just to start is really men. What about support groups for men? Really
I
making
don't think
it,
there's much out there just
there's not.
because having a conversation or explaining emotions is frowned upon.
And again, it shows vulnerability.
And that's what they kept saying too. And one of them even said, what was it that he had said that he wouldn't, he would never show vulnerability or?
No, in fact, right now, like, I don't think you can't because especially in the dating process, especially as you're like in your early 40s, 40 in there and you're dating, you don't even dare show it because it's already slim pickings to begin with. Like the online dating pool is just
Right.
regurgitated over different things. And then think about it this way too. Like for my spouse, Like he can show his vulnerability and, that is not an issue. So I think maybe too, women recognizing, myself included, not that I ever want to, but that remember, even though he's showing you vulnerability early on, you are going to experience vulnerability together later down the road.
For sure.
And maybe that will help not recognize it as weakness. But life's heavy.
Life is really heavy. And that was really heavy. That conversation, I felt like, for me, was really heavy because you don't stop and think about it. And I have a brother too, and I think about what goes through his mind with certain things too. I don't know. I just think that, obviously the world, I feel like, is predominantly female. I mean, it kind of feels like. And
Like the percentage-wise of women to men?
I just feel like there's just a lot of women in comparison.
Is it because we're so loud, we, make it known?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I think that has a huge part in it, is that's why there's not a lot of things that are offered for men as far as, mental health and stuff like that. Even if it is, it's, not really something they can easily get access to. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know if I'm saying what I'm trying to say correctly.
Yeah, no, you are. But maybe if we start like we were talking about that, getting a group of men together, having those conversations, we'll bring in, have some pizza and stuff and just talk and just, the question. So,
Right.
we'll leave it at that. If you have feedback, if you're a man and we're talking about this and you have it.
Sorry about that.
Oh, we're sorry. We'll just wait for Shaba. Can I ask you a question? Why are you drinking so much and so slow and so much all at once?
I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty right now.
Now fill that up with water. If you're a guy listening to this and watching this and you have feedback, we love to hear it. And if you don't want to put it on, you want it anonymous, just email us at twotalkingfools@gmail.com. You can also message us on TikTok or through the messaging there, Instagram, Facebook.
For sure.
We love to do
wanna
more.
know.
We're going to follow up more with this.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Shaba, this is cute. I love these little mini podcasts. These are really good.
Love them.
Okay. So that's it. So on to the next one, girl.
On to the next one.
And you guys be well, stay fast.
Conspiracy rants, I derail every topic like I'm breaking the tracks. Laughing too hard, nearly dropped my seat. Shaba on the vibe, keep the chaos on beat.
I'm the calm in the storm till the storm says nah. Then I'm laughing so hard I forget where we are. Got jokes on deck, got receipts on blast. I correct Shaba's nonsense, but we still talk fast. From car rides, mics to the late night stream.